Hi, Isi, how are you?
I am doing great. Delighted that you're here. Thanks for putting this call on the calendar.
Thanks for having me. Glad to catch up and connect. I enjoyed chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed the Lineable event. Was that your first one?
No, I know Juliana, and I've been doing that. I actually presented with them last year
Oh, okay, cool.
in
I think that
November.
might be the first time I had seen you at the event, and it was great to meet you. I like meeting new folks and just kind of getting to know what you do and seeing if there might be any overlap or how I can help with Austin IBN or with Alignable, and just kind of getting to know you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, same here. Really, really appreciate this time and just getting to and just really even looking at what you're doing within the community. Thank you for giving me that audio snippet because I am going to speak about you in my talk next week
Oh, good.
at the Round Rock Chamber event, Scale Up. So I'll
Oh,
mention.
perfect. I actually think I plan on being at the Scale Up. Well, no, the Scale Up event is the morning before the event that I'm hosting for Alignable. Um, but yeah, that would be. I'd be interested to see what you had to say.
Okay, very good. It's precisely what you shared, really, because that's really the bane of every business leader. If you look at growing your business, some people think that growing fast is like the best thing ever. Like if you don't have the infrastructure, if you don't build, um, you're gonna crumble. And a
Agreed.
lot of businesses have fallen just by doing that. So it's great to see a business like yours. You say, yeah, we saw that coming. And we planned, we took a step back and just planned for it, right?
Yeah, and
And that has made a difference.
we really did, because we would have gone full on gangbusters at it. We would have been so far behind and putting ourselves in a hole. I mean, there's a reason that there is a saying called a victim of your own successes. Is you can't predict the tangibility of what you're doing as a business person, as a business leader, or what type of service you're providing. You're going to spread yourself too thin, and
Mm,
in that regard, you lose quality, right? And so we ran into that issue. We pumped the brakes. We're like, okay, how can we fix this quick and scale at a decent pace that isn't going to bury us, so to speak?
very
And
much.
so we found different ways to kind of reinvent the wheel while simultaneously not changing our core values and mission, and being able to help as many people, but being able to kind of bring these things in to different avenues of helping people. So
Okay. And deliver the quality that you want to deliver, right?
absolutely.
That's beautiful. So my goal today is also just like you, is learning more about your business, your journey, your vision. I also would just say that I usually spotlight most business leaders that I talk to. So this conversation, you might find it on LinkedIn and all social media.
No
'Cause I
worries.
feel
Please
like there's
do.
always an opportunity to share what people are doing in the community and how small businesses truly are the lifeblood of our community, really. And having a business like yours that's thriving and truly supporting the local communities is just fantastic. So it's an honor. I'm also looking for meaningful ways to collaborate together.
Mhm.
So and how we can support each other as leaders as we explore if there's potentially maybe there might be a fit for coaching, who knows, a
Yeah.
partnership or both down the road.
Absolutely. I love exploring different avenues and seeing what type of synergies there are. I mean, it could be somebody with a construction company or a concrete company that might somehow need some type of service from a photographer or an artist or what have you, things that you otherwise don't know. And that's really what Austin IBN is about, is building this network
Hmm.
of local businesses, supporting local businesses. It's not just about us helping a business with their advertising. It's not us helping, the community see other local businesses. It's connecting business leaders with
Hmm.
other business people,
Yeah.
ideas, events, uh,
Hmm.
just opportunities that they otherwise are like, oh, I never would have thought about it that way. It
Right.
isn't. It isn't about us, and I think people lose sight of it, or I should say, are short-sighted on the fact that, yeah, they want to grow really fast and they want to see those dollar signs and they want to be able to check all the boxes that make you successful, right? And
Hmm.
take a different approach. Yes, are we earning money? Absolutely. But that's not our goal. Our goal is to build this infrastructure that supports these local businesses, leveling that playing field with the
Hmm.
major corporations that have that $1 million marketing budget, that have that visibility all across the country, where you see their name, you see that Nike swoosh, you know exactly the first thing you think of is Nike, just do it, right? They've already got
Hmm.
that tagline. They've got that branding in everybody's back of the mind. But how
Right.
does Billy Bob's Burger Shack get that exact same branding when they're right in the community? They're a cornerstone in the community, right? How did Round Rock Donuts become Round Rock Donuts, right? And taking those examples and bringing them on a local basis and connecting people with different ways and means of growth and strategizing and things like that. And so we're doing everything from the nonprofit world to the local businesses, and you're right, the backbone of every community is the local business.
It is. Yeah, we're the major employers, right?
Right.
Yeah, and so I think that it's only fair and um, it's only necessary that we have businesses that are supporting our local businesses to help them thrive in all areas. And I love what you said about just connecting the leaders together. So it's not just it's not just quick, fast, you want to make money, transactional. No, it's more relational, it's more transformational. It's how this is really going to serve and help you long term is what I'm hearing. And
Absolutely.
so yeah, and that's kind of, I think that leads into the question that I had, like what's your favorite part about the impact you're making in the Austin community?
I think my favorite part is getting a random text message on a random afternoon or morning from one of my clients or somebody that is just in the community. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I just saw one of your screens. Like until I met you, I didn't realize that y'all are everywhere. And I saw you got your billboards in 4 of the places while I was just networking and talking to people today and getting selfies taken and realizing that we are genuinely making that difference and helping somebody that doesn't have that marketing budget grow their business. Where somebody walks in the door, oh yeah, I was at the doctor's office and I saw that you guys make the world's greatest fish tacos. Want to check it out? Or hey, I saw that you guys do salsa dancing on Tuesday, whatever, right? And people relay that to us at different networking events, or they'll call us or get an email, but they're like, hey, Adam, like it works. Like this is so cool. Like I know it works. There's a reason that we do what we do. Is because we keep everything hyper local and we're marketing to the people that are in your backyard. We live in a community in Austin and all the surrounding suburbs as well. Well, this is a very touristy town, right? People come in to visit. It's a big party town. It's a big college town. Sports are massive for the University of Texas. That I think they're good at damn near every sport that they're in for a reason. It's the live music capital of the world. Millions upon millions of people visit this place weekends at a time, a week at a time. Bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, weddings, sport concerts, major concert venues like ACL and South by Southwest. People get lost in the abundance of ways to market or the inundation of things like Google marketing and Facebook marketing and social media marketing and things like that. Well, guess what? If I'm a local business, why am I spending just a boatload of money on people just driving through on I-35 or 183, or people that are in town for a weekend because they have a wedding, or they're in town for the weekend because it's the bachelor party, or they're there to watch the UT football game, or they're here for the music festival or a comedy show, or whatever the case may be, right? The fact that we are wedged between the 7th largest city in the United States, the San Antonio, and the 8th or 9th largest city in Dallas, there's a ton of traffic just coming through Austin alone, right? And people don't realize that those algorithms aren't really meant for the passing through traffic, because guess what? If I'm sitting on my phone driving through and I'm on the Facebook or on Google to Google around, my algorithm, right? And the AI is like, oh, you qualify for this, and this, but you're in this geofenced area, you're paying for those impressions, even though Billy Bob from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, here for the UT versus Bama game, he's never going to go get his nails done. He's never going to get his hair cut, or he's never going to talk to that realtor just because he Googled it back home and it's still in his recent searches for a nail salon for his wife, or looking to buy a house over somewhere in Alabama, right? These things pop up, and there are flaws in that algorithm based on geofencing and location services. These things, 90% of people have their location services turned on, and algorithms are built for that. And so we are built to kind of combat that and make sure that you're marketing to the people that live a block down the road, who live within your 3 to 5 mile radius. We understand, and studies show that 90% of Americans rarely leave their own zip code, let alone exit or leave a 3 to 5 mile radius to get their gas, to get their groceries, to go to the gym, to go to the doctor, to go to work. They stay within the same boundaries. Why? Because of convenience.
It's convenient.
So we can oversaturate in the local businesses that people frequent on a daily basis, multiple times a week. Guess what? Your business is going to be seen a heck of a lot more times. We take that concept of that outdoor static billboard, and then we married it with the television ads, right? I always like to ask people, have you ever called a billboard a single time in your life? I'm almost 40 years old. I've never once called a single billboard.
Me neither.
And I probably never will, because when I'm driving, I'm trying not to crash. For one. And for two, I'm not like I'm on a mission going somewhere. However, billboards work because it's branding. I could tell you hundreds of billboards that I've seen, or some of the funny ones that I've read.
Right.
What their phone numbers are. I couldn't tell you what their website is. I couldn't tell you what their CTA or call to action is. But I could tell you that they're there, and I remember their face and kind of their messaging and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Right. And then we pair that with the ads. Right. Do you have cable television?
Right.
No,
I don't right
most
now.
people don't anymore. They cut the cable, right? They're streaming everything. And so you can have Hulu and they have live TV, but guess what? Pay just $3 extra, you can be ad free. Well, that seems like a pretty good deal, right? Same thing with Amazon Prime and Disney Plus, right? Even YouTube TV. Hey, pay an extra $15 a month and blah, blah, blah. Great. But if you have those live TV things, like I have YouTube TV solely for the sports, if I record a show, I fast forward through the ads.
Yep.
I fast forward through the commercials because I'm sorry, I don't care about the Cialis ad. I don't care about Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't care about some random prescription medicine that might give you, and they start talking about might wind up with heartburn. I don't care about those. I care about what I'm trying to watch. My enjoyment is
Right.
I record it, come back and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in our screens, you can't pause them, you can't skip them, you can't pass over them. And the sooner the entire community realizes it, it's not just the businesses, it's the patrons. As soon as they know the messaging, say, oh my goodness, these businesses are all within a 3-mile radius. Everything that I see in this ad in this gas station or this grocery store or in this restaurant, every one of these businesses are within 3 miles of where I'm physically standing right now. These are all hyper-local businesses that do business in my area. So the outreach to the community that we're starting to build on now, because we've already built this massive web of businesses, 150 plus strong and counting, right?
Okay.
Is now the knowledge part. How can I let the average Round Rockian, the average Leanderite, I don't even know what they call them these days, but I'm just start making up names for people in cities. Right? The average Austin, how can we start letting them know, hey, we're here as a guiding tool if you wanted to go check out a new restaurant or a new grocery store or something that's opening up. Or guess what? There's this amazing event that's coming up that supports special needs kids. Hey, let's go check out Sam's Adventure Camp and donate to their skeet shoe tournament. Or hey, there's this big gala coming up for Round Rock or the Taste of Leander or whatever the case may be. How can we go and support and be more involved in the community and making it more of a community-based thing where people are in the know, right? Where it's not flooded with negativity and all the stuff you see on the news. Well, this just in, a murder on whatever, or hey, the
I know.
negativity sells for them. We don't want negativity. We want positive spotlights. We want to shine light on the kids competing in schools. We want to be able to build this community inside of our own communities and letting people know, hey, the one act play is this weekend. Come check it out. It's going to be great. Not just the, hey, look, Texas football. We all know Friday Night Lights, right? What about the basketball team? What about the swim team? What about every student there that isn't on the football team that makes up 95% of the school? How can we support the entire school district? How can we put a couple screens inside of each school so that local colleges can communicate to the students? So that, hey, the local cosmetology school can say, hey, maybe college isn't your thing, but you really like beauty. Hey, you want to become a CDL driver? You want to learn welding? Come check us out. Now we're building something for the future, not just right now. And so we've got all of these incredible visions that we're just starting step by step. And it started with what? The backbone of our community, the local small businesses. And we're just continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow. And so we're actually just in the process of rolling out our events team and our events side of things.
Okay.
Is extremely exciting, where we get to work with all these sweet and awesome, amazing nonprofit organizations. And I like to use this example. Where's my little poster board? Where'd it go? Oh my goodness. I lost it. My son probably played with it.
Yeah. That would be my grandson doing that too. Like, okay.
It's in here somewhere. Anyway, I don't know where it went. It might have gotten thrown out because.
How old is your son?
He is in kindergarten.
Oh, same age, same as my grandson. That's funny.
He is 5 and loving life.
It's such a sweet.
Well, I'll use this as an example, right? Where let's say there's a golf tournament. Right? How many golf fundraisers have you heard of? The chamber, every chamber does one every single year. Every nonprofit sports organization or team does one every single year. High school teams do one every single year, right?
Right.
They talk to Billy Bob's Plumbing. They talk to the local business person. They talk to the local lawyer, the mechanic, and they become a whole sponsor. Or they want to, hey, donate $200 and you get your name on a nice poster, right? Does that poster help the business? That poster does not help the business. They get their logo on it. Does this logo tell you what On does? Not at all, right? Does this little sign on the back of a t-shirt or what have you, does it tell you what the business does? And the answer is no, it doesn't. So we come in and say, hey, instead of putting Round Rock Honda on every single piece of paper and everything, that's not going to guarantee anyone knows what they do or who they are, right? Or CDL. We create an ad, a 15, 20, 30-second ad for these people. They pay the organization, the nonprofit. So let's use USA Cares, for example. We're doing an event for them next week. And somebody says, hey, I want to donate $300 to be a sponsor. Great. Instead of just having your logo statically sitting around where no one knows what it is, we will create an ad for them and allow for every one of those sponsors to say, hey, instead of just an ad, we're going to build you a $2,000 ad that you would normally pay KVU, KXAN. You can use it however you deem fit, but we want to tell your story to everybody there. We want people to know who you are and not be able to forget what you do because it's going to play on one of our screens on repeat during the entire event. So it's seen constantly by hundreds of people that are there, to the point where, hey, now I didn't just see your logo and it's branded in my mind. I saw your video and you doing what you do and telling your story every 5 to 10 minutes during a 2 to 3 hour event, right? We want to build that community by giving more people opportunity to donate and get something out of it, right? Because if I were to be the CDL school and they're like, here's $200, and they get their name on the back of a t-shirt, right? Doesn't do much. But if they're like, hey, for just $100 more, we'll build you an ad that plays, and you get to use this at your beck and call for your social media, for your website, what have you, where the people are getting value out of donating. And what's that do? It increases the number of donations. It increases the interest for people that want to give back to these amazing community-based organizations and the Chamber of Commerce and schools and things of that nature, where now we're a power tool for these nonprofit organizations to generate more funds and interest in local businesses, because some people do sadly view it as, hey, I've got $500, I'm just going to give it to you. It's almost like throwing $500 away because you're not getting anything out of it per se. You get good.
So what you're doing is you're creating win-win situations, right, across businesses and organizations, whether they're nonprofits or for-profits. It's a win-win for all. Putting events, I love it. I love the idea, and I think that's such a great business model that you have here. And it sounds like it's gosh, it's the way of the future right now, right? It's here. So,
and that's where we want to get to, is not just a win-win situation, but when we are involved with a nonprofit, we want the nonprofit to win. We want to obviously have some type of a win, short-term, long-term, or otherwise, and we want our clients to win. And so if somebody's donating, even $100, $200, instead of that feeling, oh, well, that money's now just out of my bank account and I made a great donation, now I get a tax deduction. You get that great donation, you get that tax deduction, but you get value out of it. So they win by getting a tremendous discounted service that they can use to help grow their business. Whether they want to use it on our network or not, entirely up to them. We don't care. We couldn't care less. But we want to help them.
Yeah, and I usually ask this question at the very beginning. What got you into IBN? How did you make this decision for IBN?
So the founder and my partner is Bhaskar. Bhaskar is an amazing dude, very intelligent, and he was looking around at different business models and different things that worked within the community that built up not only residuality, but built up community, built up everything around us, right? And when he brought me on board to the company, we didn't have a single client. And my goal and my job was essentially go nuts, right? Let's figure out, let's strategize, let's build this thing from nothing into something. But we purchased the technology side of things, and we purchased the territory so that we are the only ones in this territory that can do what we're doing from a parent company that's been around for over 20 years. And so when we saw the opportunity, we jumped at the fact that this community was lacking it, but it's a very tight-knit community. Round Rock is very tight-knit. Leander is very tight-knit. Cedar Park, very tight-knit. Georgetown, very tight-knit, right? And so we're like, what if we started in the north area? Because a lot of people would have made this mistake of, oh, well, everybody knows where Austin is. Let's go into Austin and just try and set up with all these local. Austin is so fast growing and expensive to be in. You don't have as many local mom and pop businesses as you do in the suburbs and the surrounding area. And so it was our idea and concept to say, hey, let's go and attack the northern territories, build relationships, build this amazing sense of community, and let the rest of it kind of trickle down and all around Austin, to the point where now Austin has to eventually tap out and say, well, we need this, because every single business around us in our entire metropolitan area is thriving because of this. And now it kind of eliminates that competition in terms of, oh, well, I'm going to try and go do it on my own, or I'm going to try and do X, Y, and Z. Well, good luck. We've already eaten up a ton of the market share, and we already own the technology. So at the end of the day, we want to be able to just help these local people and help these local organizations and get the word around on how we're helping. Because
you want to do it by yourself if you can have somebody who has the expertise, the technology, the ability to do it.
Exactly.
Takes one hat off of your numerous hats that you're wearing, and frees you up so you can actually do what you're called to do, to just run the business.
Absolutely. And when it comes down to it, people don't realize that. I use this example all the time, but it quite literally costs $15,000 a month to have a billboard in downtown Austin or in the surrounding deep Austin area.
Right.
Any local businesses, if any, actually can afford that type of a price point. That's why you see only major brands and major law firms and McDonald's and things of that nature, because they're hiding money. They're trying to get the marketing dollars up to negate the amount of billions of dollars that they're bringing in, right? Mom and pop shops don't do that. But a billboard along the side of the highway that guarantees 4 million impressions every single week, with 4 million people get to see your name, image, likeness, and billboard, etc. Well, we can do that for less than $2,000 and get you 14 million impressions every single month, right? Where's the value? 14 million impressions for $2,000 or 4 million impressions for $15,000, right? And so depending on the budget, we break everything down into, a couple $100 for a 250,000 impressions a month so that anybody and everybody can afford viable and valuable marketing within their community.
So what I'm hearing you say is that it's you can cater to the budget, the client's budget.
Absolutely. We try to customize the way that we've seen fit. I like to ask people, if I'm not your customer, I'm a net new client, net new customer. What type of revenue does it look like for you for a net new customer? Because now we're going to reverse engineer it and say, how many new customers do we need for your marketing campaign to bring back an ROI, a positive ROI? Because we could be a billboard and say, all right, yeah, pay us 10 grand and we'll slap up your name on the side of a highway and good luck. Wish you all the best. Right?
Yeah.
We'd rather give measurable metrics and say, hey, what is it going to take for you to break even? Is that one client? Is it two? Is it one client per year? Is it residual based? Like, do these clients come back every single month? Do they pay a monthly fee? What's your business model? Let's break things down and see exactly what it takes, right? Because if you are hiring a roofer, that's going to be a higher ticket item than if you're getting a haircut, right? You're going to need that person getting a haircut to come back at least once a month, right? Or twice.
Right. There's more frequency involved.
You're going to get a roof or repay for a roof maybe once in a lifetime or twice, weather permitting, and things of that nature. And so we try to customize everything based on each individual case by case basis, because if we don't do that, then we're just another company that has static pricing and is just trying to profiteer. And we're really trying to build an ecosystem that everybody can thrive in. And as we continue to develop our network, we're going to have job boards and job postings. And so everyone that's in our network, right, or in loop, if you will, is going to have access to all kinds of different resources to help them, where, hey, we talk to countless banks and bank reps and things like that, where we can compare rates and prices for certain industries and certain people in certain places. And our goal is to build this entire ecosystem of small businesses to the point where it's damn near self-sufficient. And then we're going to wash, rinse, and repeat and go to the next community, maybe down to College Station, maybe up in Waco, maybe over in Honolulu, Hawaii, right? Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, so it's not like that. That takes me to my next question is, what does growth look like for Austin IBN in the next week or so?
Our goal is to eventually grow and change our own entire structure, not because it doesn't work, but we want to continue to evolve it. As we continue to see more and more successes, there's more and more ideas coming down the pipeline on how we can not just continue at our rate, but improve it simultaneously. Because if we continue doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, someone else is going to try to copy it, right? Imitation is the best form of flattery. And if we do the same thing to the point where someone tries to come in and imitate this or purchase a territory and do exactly as we do, one, it limits us. But two, we keep things fresh and we keep reinventing things and coming up with different programs and concepts, like our events team that we're rolling out right now, where we already have about 10 events on the books that people are like, this is really cool. I'm struggling selling a whole sponsor for $200, but these guys are willing to pay $500 to get a free ad that they can use however they deem fit that would normally cost them $2,000 through a media company. Like, that's a no-brainer. We're giving them $1,500 in savings just to donate to a great cause. And so they're actually doubling and tripling the amount of revenue that they're generating as an organization and things like that. And so we're trying to continue to stay relevant in front of mind while simultaneously helping anybody and everybody we can.
Okay, beautiful. Gosh, time always flies when you're having such a great conversation. So it sounds like we are going to have more conversations. I'm just super excited for this
I am.
that we have right now, because there's so much. I see synergy in a lot of ways, because we have complementary target audience. I work with small to medium-sized business owners. I'm going to be at the Scale Up Roundup presenting next week to small business leaders as well. And so I feel like I can certainly share your message. I'm also part of I'm a board on the Professional Women of Williamson County organization. It's a nonprofit organization. And so I see synergy here for us, where we can certainly partner, work together, and find ways that we can, I think that we can both grow together. And so with that, before we wrap up, I want to ask, so what would you want the target audience to really know, like a final word that you feel would be important for small businesses to know, and why this is important for them to jump on the bandwagon? So, and maybe not just one, I also have another question too here. How does this show up for? So I'm a business, I'm a business, and I want to use your services. It sounds like there's two ways. One is I can have the technology, right, in my unit. Right, that billboard. Two is I can subscribe I'm just wanting to make sure that I understand that very
Yeah.
well.
So let me touch base on that. First and foremost, if I had a microphone that reached everybody in Round Rock, everybody in Leander, everybody in my area, Cedar Park, Liberty Hill, and I owned a small business, I would tell them, you are foolish if you don't give us a call sooner than later. Because as a host location, and this kind of leads into that second portion of it, if somebody wanted to become a host location and they just want to be home to one of our billboards and help support the community and be a part of the community, that doesn't cost them a single penny, and it never will. And on top of that, we cover the TV, we cover the installation, we cover the ad creation, and we play their ads in the community on anywhere between 5 and 15 of the other screens of non-competing businesses, giving them free marketing just for allowing us to put a billboard up. Right, we are giving them a $15,000 annual budget because we create their ads quarterly that updates every couple of months. Right, every 3 months they get a new fresh ad that tells people in their community about new and upcoming events or whatever. They're getting to retell their story however they deem fit. Right, they are foolish if they don't take advantage of this free marketing, because I'm going to be honest, it's not going to be free forever because we're getting such a high demand that we very well could be and should be charging, but that's not what our mission is all about. Our mission is growing the community and helping anybody and everybody thrive and succeed. And so anyone that owns a business that actually has high foot traffic and people that spend a quality amount of time, typically if they have a waiting room or some type of area that people hang out in, right? Restaurants, coffee shops, gyms, any type of doctor's offices, medical facilities, barbershops, salons, nail parlors, things of that nature. You start thinking about all these places where anybody and everybody that spends the most time, if they're not reaching out to me and taking advantage of our free marketing right now, it is an absolute missed opportunity, right? I think you're right. The subscription side of things are the people that are our paid advertisers, right? The folks that don't have that brick and mortar. I always ask the question, when was the last time you hung out with your plumber at their place of work?
Yeah.
You don't, right? People just don't go to the plumbers.
They don't go to their office location. They're never there either.
Right, exactly. One, they're never there. Two, it's not a place people typically visit. Why? Because they're providing a service, typically in home, right? Or out of office. And so we work with people like realtors and lawyers and plumbers and electricians and your welders and people that have home-based businesses that don't have anybody come visit them. Maybe they're crafters, or we're working with an amazing cake pop distributor, and she makes amazing, delightful cake pops, and she makes them out of her own home. But she doesn't have a brick and mortar that people come to visit, so she utilizes us to get in front of everybody and anybody that she possibly can. And so we have two different levels of people that we work with. One, the advertisers that pay to be on our network because they want that branding and recognition. They want to be seen everywhere in their community. And two, the people that have a location that qualifies as a host location where, hey, you just simply give us 50 inches of wall space that's currently making you absolutely no money, and we will put up a digital billboard that's going to help you not only support your friends and neighbors in your community, but it's going to support your business by playing ads throughout the community at no cost to you. Not to be mean, but you're absolutely silly and foolish to not take advantage of that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a no-brainer. Do you go into places of worship as well? Oh,
places of what?
Worship.
Yeah, we absolutely can work with different churches and things of that nature. We would love to. We don't yet, but I'm absolutely wanting to and try to, because they quite literally get masses of people in and out of their facilities. And so, yes, those are different types of people that I would love to work with. It's just we haven't had those conversations yet. But again, we're starting a lot more of those conversations because we're working this new nonprofit side of things where, hey, you can utilize our services and your congregation could sell $50 a month to be on that screen in your lobby, right?
That's a question that actually was coming up for me too, was like, so when you have this with your hosting, do you control what ads come to that billboard?
Yes, we can control what ads come on, and if somebody as a host, they have full say in, oh, I don't want that ad. So we have a couple people that alcohol and drinking isn't part of their religion, right? And so they respectfully texted us and said, hey, would you mind pulling that brewery and the liquor store ad off my screen? No problem. We have the technology. We can toggle it off and it'll be off by the next day. Right. And so we can make sure that anything that is on their screen is viable for that host as well.
Okay, very good. This is just putting a lot of ideas in my head. I appreciate the time. Again, like I said, we do have to talk more. So one of the things that's coming up for me in September, I am pulling together a program called 6 Leaders. And it's a mindset workshop. It's 7 weeks together, 6 leaders. They go through this program. It talks about mental resilience, because you and I know that business leaders, when they're working on their business, the mind is a powerful tool.
Very.
Right? And our limiting beliefs hold us back from taking that action that we know is going to move the needle forward the most, right? Because we're so comfortable with the way we do things, that autopilot kicks in for us, and we don't even know that we're working on autopilot. So this program reveals that autopilot, reveals what those limiting beliefs are, and helps you to start learning the foundations of intercepting and removing them from, intercepting them, having self-command over your mind and your mental capacity, and being able to execute on what you need to execute in your business. So if you know any leader who's feeling like, gosh, I'm so overwhelmed, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, I'm not getting any further anywhere, I have all these ideas, but I can't filter out which one's important to me, that's the kind of leader that I want to work with.
I like it. I do have another call I have to jump on, but I would love to jump on any call at any time and follow up and just kind of hash out any ways that we might be able to work together in future events or future things in, whatever else. I'd love to have you come be a speaker at one of our alignable events that I'm hosting in Central Austin. I think that would be beneficial in the domain area, especially with a big startup community that the domain has. But let's reconnect maybe tomorrow or early next week and see what we can do to grab another 30 minutes and just kind of finish the conversation.
Absolutely. Yes, you will. Awesome. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Great talking to you.
But we'll talk soon, okay?
Absolutely. Talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.